Hey everyone. So, I'm going to do something I haven't done in a little while. A vlog about cryptocurrency and just kind of give my thoughts on what's been going on with Steem and Hive. And I'm going to bring another point up as well that's probably a little bit more interesting. I hope in some ways that this could actually be useful information for people on the outside looking in and wondering what the hell this is. That's 1000x in the last 4 days. It went from 10 cents. I don't even know. Actually, is that 1000x? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to math right now. It's too early. I literally just woke up. Stock market's not on yet, but apparently the stock market's going to get a zombified resurgence, where like even though there's like basically no economy because nobody's working right now, stocks go up. They just go up. They just go up and up and up and up. Stocks go higher. More money, more money, more money. So in this particular case, we have a situation where Steem is now also doing something a little weird. So two of the coins I hold the most of all of a sudden are just doing this. I don't even own any I don't even owe any capital gains because I haven't sold anything. I've only lost money whenever I try to move things around. So I've just been holding, essentially moving over to the Hive blockchain. So now the Steem blockchain ended up having sort of a hostile takeover by this Justin Sun guy, right? And he just played his cards wrong, and he didn't realize, he thought he could come in and kind of tell everybody what to do. Doesn't work that way in crypto, motherfucker. Here's your lesson. Now, I understand that now you're struggling to try and figure it out, but you can't act like the CCP to solve every problem. Maybe that's just what he's used to or something. I'm going to say this right now. If you move into the crypto space, if you go into a community like Steem, and you expect everybody to just, you know, work with you, you have to do something positive for the community. In other words, if you're going to be this big spacey, you had all that steam, you could have been upvoting people, you could have upvoted yourself. Like, as long as you're contributing, you would have been fine. You would have, seriously, if I should have been your fucking PR. I could pay me a six-figure salary and I would have just fucking did it for you. That would have been fun. Actually, it would have been a boring job because it would have been so easy. You just had to not be retarded, basically. But okay, whatever. So now we're in a situation where the fundamentals haven't changed at all. Hive is really not super different than Steem was. I mean, Steam Peak, or Peak D and Steam Peak being really great front ends for the blockchains, respectively, are you know they're at least we have fancier UIs, right? And it's a little bit clunky, it's a little bit slower, but I'm not pissed off about it or anything like that. It's okay. It's not ready for mass adoption, but then again, we don't even need mass adoption. We need a fraction of mass adoption to see extremely silly gains. Apparently, we don't even need anything because we could 1000x for essentially what is no reason whatsoever. So right around this point in time, block trades decided to reopen up the ability to trade your Steem for Hive, but you can't trade your Hive back for Steem. So you can only go from Hive to a different coin and then buy Steem that way. You can't do it directly. I don't know why. It should be able to just go back and forth. That way we can maybe normalize the prices of both. Now, why do I say it would be a good idea to normalize the price of both? Because dApps developers shouldn't really be focused on single blockchain solutions. We've been focused on this way too long. dApps should work with many blockchains at the same time. That's what gives a dApp the ability to be decentralized. In other words, you can't really control the content that's on the dApp. I mean, well, not technically, unless you decide that, well, I'm not gonna, talk to these Ethereum fellows because their Ethereum is, you know what I mean, like, and then you could, but then people can just fork off the dApp, right? See, you lose total control in this crypto space. You can't just step in and be like, "Hey, everybody, I'm in charge now." Iron Fist. You can't do it. You can't fucking do it. It doesn't work that way. So if you try, people are going to fork off into a different direction. Exactly what happened with Hive, right? And yeah, that's basically that. Like, so I've been moving into Hive since, well, I mean, the entire time that I could. There was a point in time though where right here Justin Sun decided that he was gonna block the ability to sell your Steem for Hive, the forked coin, and then dump somehow the value of Hive would just dump down to basically nothing, like 1/10 of its value, and then I don't know, a couple weeks later what do we end up with? We end up with a block trades reopening forcefully, just saying, you know what, I'm just going to reopen trade with for Steem for Hive, and just let it rip, and then sure enough, 2 days later, boom, there it goes. I wish I had been paying more attention, but I don't know. In all honesty, I really should be paying more attention to this shit because, like, at least at least in the crypto space, there's movement, there's business. You know what I mean? Unlike the actual economy. So the actual economy is gonna be skyrocketing. We got about an hour and change as of this video. So by the time you're watching this video, it's probably already, the stock market's already started up. And I'm wondering exactly where this is gonna go. Is it gonna actually are we gonna see a nice spike? If we see the stock market, because cryptocurrency right now is correlated with the stock market, after Hive was finished doing this, now we're gonna have a resurgence in the stock market. That's gonna cause all cryptocurrencies to go up as well. So how high is this shit gonna go? I don't know. At least Steem is trying to go higher. But okay, so here's something that I want to bring up. Right now, selling your Steem for Hive is kind of pointless because the price differential is, it's you've missed the boat at this point selling your Steem for Hive. However, there is something that's worth mentioning. I don't want to say that this is financial advice. I don't want to consider this, but it's something that I'm definitely considering. All right. There's another sort of Steam platform that's been around for quite some time, and it's definitely gotten a lot of work done to it, and I'm quite happy with the results. It's looking pretty good right now, actually. In fact, you can barely even tell that it's on a blockchain at the moment. They're working on the night mode right now, and they're getting ready to enable staking, which I guess I don't know what the details are for the staking, but the staking may work the same way as Hive and Steem. The Atmos coin, which is the base coin, this that's the symbol right there. Is it's a little like it's kind of like a it's kind of like a little eyeball, like an insect eyeball or something. And it's just a whole bunch of little things. I could probably show a bigger icon of it, but it's completely under the radar. It's been under the radar for ages. I mean, you could buy 20,000 of these fucking coins for like $100, right? You could be basically what would be the equivalent of a whale in on Steem or Hive, and this is on the EOS blockchain. Now, I know that there's this other one called Voice right now, and maybe I'm a total fool for ignoring it, but once I found out that Voice wasn't based on the EOS blockchain, I immediately just lost interest. Like, what do you... Now, I don't like the stupidity. I can't deal with the stupidity. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why did you go to another? Why did you make another blockchain that you have 100% control over? Why did you do it? Why is that? What? This is something that merely this needs to be said, okay? And I'm just gonna go on a rant about this for a little bit, but okay. Listen, you gotta stop with this, like, trying to have a face in the crypto space. You have to stop with the ego. You have to stop with it. You can't Justin Sun this shit. Okay? We watch what Justin Sun has a lot of influence in this space, but he couldn't do shit about it. He couldn't do shit about it. He can't control it. And the more you try to control it, the worse it's going to get for you. But not just that, though. Not just that. You don't want to be a known face in the crypto space. You don't want to. You don't want to be a famous person in crypto. You don't. You don't. You don't want to be known as the guy who's in charge of the thing. You don't. Why are they doing this? Here's how DApps should work. How they're going to work in the future, especially once things continue to progress and it becomes a big problem for the government, which by now you should be aware is kind of desperate. And what do? You avoid desperate people because they can get very, very mean. So what we're dealing with right now are people who think that they can be like, I'm the Elon Musk of the cryptocurrency space or something like that, right? And you're just painting a target on your head. The way this shit should work. I'm getting distracted. I'm actually distracting myself with my own sentences, which is kind of silly. I hate when I do that. The way this shit should work is, as far as anyone knows, it's just this thing that's out there. And how it works is magic. That's it. Normies do not need to know how it works. It just merely needs to work. And nobody needs to know who's the nodes, who invented it, who put it out there. Nobody needs to know that shit. Okay? It just needs to be this thing that's out there and it works. Okay? That's the only way, ultimately speaking, to do this. Especially as governments get more and more, I'm trying to think of a good word, cranky. Okay? Let's just use the word cranky because there's an economic collapse going on right now because of the coronavirus. So I'm just gonna say this right now, like, even in the even with Hive and everything like that, all of the different nodes, all of the different witnesses, the people who are, they all have, like, social media accounts and stuff like that. There's going to be a point in time where you're not going to want that. You're not going to want that kind of recognition. It the best dApps, the best things in the crypto space are things that merely exist, that do the job that they're supposed to do, are fully open source, and nobody knows where the fuck it came from. It just works. And as far as how it works, you don't have to explain it to anybody because there be dragons underneath the hood, and that's it. You don't want to go any further than that. Otherwise, you're gonna get VN'd. And nobody wants to get VN'd. I wouldn't be too surprised that something like that will eventually happen. At least that's just me. Maybe I'm just being paranoid with the whole thing anyway. But feels good to just start ranting about this. Although, I mean, seeing the price action like this is absolutely absurd. At first, I was like, so that's Steem right there, and that's Hive. LBC is even getting some love right now. It looks like actually useful cryptocurrencies are getting attention all of a sudden. Huh? How about that? I don't know. Why is it happening? I don't know. It just is. Why is EOS just sitting there? Because I guess nobody really cares. that's one of the funny things about this. So we have LBC, we have Hive, and we have Steem, and they're all going up, and they're actually useful cryptocurrencies. These are working projects with communities that already exist that you can actually do something with, and you can make more of the coin by using the coin. All right. This is just basic, like it is its own self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And these things have been so under the radar for ages, There's fucking years and years. They've just been sort of there. They just merely existed. And you'd think that, like, well, this is, LBC powers a perfectly viable fucking alternative based on a torrenting system for video hosting. It's literally an uncensorable, you don't have to deal with anybody censoring your shit ever because nobody can platform. Like, literally. You literally have to break the law in order to fucking get censored on that damn thing. It's insane. It's based on torrents. All these people who are like, oh, YouTube is changing their rules again, blah, blah, blah. That shit don't happen in crypto. It can't. It simply can't. Because if you try, you get fucking Justin Sun. And this is what it looks like. You're not on this train. That's what it looks like. Okay? This is Justin Sun getting absolutely wrecked. Well, I mean, let's just say, he tried to pump it over here. He got it up to 52 cents. How long ago is this? This is days ago, huh? That's interesting. That immediately caused a fucking spike, I guess. Look at this BART. Wait, Steam got all the way down to 7 cents? Alright, well, you know what? Whatever. Now, there's a lot of dApps. Like, I mean, there shouldn't be more than one dApp. There shouldn't be a peak D and a peak and a Steam peak. Also, the names are off, guys. Can we do better than this? I don't know. Call it something cool and sounding. I don't know what the fuck is Steam. Peak D. Yay. That sounds kind of absurd. And Steam Peak. I don't. Just name it something. Name it something good. At least Discussions is a pretty decent name. This thing is so under the radar, it's actually kind of hilarious. Like, I don't know. So I'm thinking that selling my Steam, because I'm pretty much exiting Steam entirely. Like, I don't want to encourage the kind of behavior that Justin Sun tried to pull off. Um, so basically, my Steam account is going to be, reduced down to, bare minimum as far as like being able to post every once in a while, and maybe toss like a half a cent upvote if I can. And I'm moving entirely out of Steam. I'm still going to use it, but I'm not going to keep it. Um, who knows? Maybe something useful will happen. Now, if Steam pumps all the way up to 50 cents, which I mean, uh, that's kind of cool. I'll just end up selling it for even more. But if I, a small like a couple $100 worth of this into Atmos for for a coin that's that'll get me like 40,000 additional Atmos or something like that. It's a couple $100. This platform right here has a chance to actually do pretty well as well. But the thing is that the front ends for these things we're still thinking in a mono currency mindset for our dApps. And I don't really think that should be a thing. Like, I understand that in the case of the discussion apps, developers have talked about having multiple coins, multiple blockchains on a single dApp and everything like that. Also, too, the discussion developers are also a lot more low key. which makes a lot more sense because these aren't people who have like giant, things. And in fact, I think one of the lead developers for a while, he would talk with a voice changer, so you couldn't even recognize his voice. That's how you handle yourself in this space. I don't know why this is so under the radar for so long, but maybe it's because the progress has been so slow for such a long time. I mean, discussions has existed for a pretty long time, but I mean, you get some nighttime mode on this, and let's see what does my feed look like. Oh, I don't have anything. I guess I'm not following anybody right now. It has a pretty decent way to connect. There's absolutely no KYC. There's nobody, I mean, I'm pretty sure that if somebody wanted to track down the people who created the platform, they could be tracked down. But the thing is, though, is that it's a lot harder, and it's not gonna, it's not like they're out in the open. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely probably worth it. I mean, selling my Steam right now for the piddly shit amount of fucking Hive that I'm gonna get, it's just gonna be depressing watching, 2,600 Steam turn into like 60 fucking, or 600 or 400 Hive is gonna be just depressing. I don't know if I can. I don't want to lose that many coins. But I will say though that with discussions, you got this right here. You pick up their Atmos coin for really cheap. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I am an idiot actually. I sold the bottom of the crypto space, so don't take my fucking advice. I'd be sitting pretty right now if I didn't sell the bottom. Well, lessons, hard lessons. Somebody had to make the money. It wasn't me. But it was still a profit, but it wasn't a very good profit. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to kind of focus more on these kinds of platforms. I'm not really even sure what I want to do. Like I'm getting bored with crypto. Like the only coins that I really want to fucking hold right now are these kinds of coins. The ones that actually like LBC. Like, oh, LBC is another one, by the way. LBC is a great alternative to move your, sell your Steam and buy some LBC. That's a great alternative. I only like to use decentralized exchanges though, but like, I'm sure that there's a way to get LBC somehow, directly with Steam. Maybe using Steam Engine or something like that. It could probably do that. It seems to support quite a bit, but it's very low volume, so you probably get a shitty deal. The thing is though, is that LBC is, it's fucking awesome. It's a whole like platform that runs on its own decentralized setup, like, eh, and that's this is an application. This isn't even a web browser that you just run, and you can see like all of these like different types of videos and everything like that. And my home, let's see, not all content. There's probably stuff on here that's not safe for work because there's no censorship, so you don't really know what you're gonna see. But this ends up being, your basic sort of thing. Like, there's quite a few people out there that, uh, a lot of different places. I don't have very much LBC. The only LBC I have, I actually just earned by using the platform. So, okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end on that note. I'm pretty much done my vlog ranting. But I'm gonna say this right now. I really think that people should be paying attention to LBC, and they should be paying attention to discussions.app. They're they're equally cool, and they're much cheaper than Hive right now. Um, and as far as my Hive, I don't know what to do with my Hive. Like, it went up too fast. But I guess what I'm going to be doing right now is that now that Bitcoin is kind of ready to do a surge. I mean, Bitcoin looks like it's just doing this shit. It eventually is just gonna boom right up. because that's a rising wedge as far as I can tell. Once it reaches the point of whatever the fuck the top of this rising wedge is, I guess there would be a resistance right here. If it breaks this resistance, who knows where it's going to go after that? And if the stock market recovers, because the Dow Jones is probably going to be pumping today, by the time you're watching this video, then that means that Bitcoin probably by the end of the day is going to be up $1,000. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm just saying, if the stock market goes up, cryptocurrency goes up. Stock market and cryptocurrency are correlated. They definitely are. So, uh, I mean, it's not really a good hedge against the crypto space actually. Like if you look at exactly 12th of March, 12 March 20, right? Yeah, 12 March, and you go here and around. That was 12 March right there, and then the stock market went down a little bit while crypto held its ground. Well, Bitcoin held its ground, and then we saw this start to happen, but this was happening the same way in here. Also, look at all these goddamn gaps. There's just gaps everywhere. I don't know why. Like, honestly, this right here, the current economy is actually a completely dead economy. This doesn't even make any sense. Like, it looks like a dead cat bounce, honestly. But it's being held up artificially by printing money, which means that we might see hyperinflation on the US dollar. And you know what happens when we have hyperinflation on the US dollar? Well, throughout history, an economic collapse, you know what it usually means? Really bad shit happens along with it. And I'm not even just talking about this virus. I'm just talking about civil unrest. You know, people aren't willing to rock the boat when things are going well. But, people are a lot more willing to take risks and start getting really crazy and doing weird terrorist attacks and all kinds of weird shit when times start to get rough. And you're gonna see immediately all the people who are talking about uh, you know wanting to help the weak, and cherish the poor and blah blah blah. All of them are gonna change their tune in a heartbeat, and all of a sudden it's gonna be about I got mine. Everyone's just gonna be like I got mine, and it'll just be like a survival game. But throughout history, anytime you have, extreme economic turmoil, there's a high chance that we'll see a war, or we'll see civil unrest, or we'll see some crazy shit go down that I don't know, I can't even predict because I'm an idiot. But that's usually how this goes. So there it is. And on that note, I might as well just add this at the end of the video because I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm stopping as far. I have enough friends right now, enough people that I know who are sick with the virus, who have recovered from the virus at this point in time, that to actually, I no longer need to actually listen to any outside sources. I can now, my main concern about the virus is reinfection and whether or not it stays in your body, and if you get sick from it multiple times and it just keeps, hanging out in your body, right? That's the main thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to that. If everybody that I know, like I know about five, maybe six people who have told me that they've recovered, they're pretty sure that they had it and everything like that, and now they're recovered. None of them are showing any side effects at the moment. Okay, it hasn't been very long, but as far as I can tell, none of them are still sick. Okay, I'm gonna go by the information that I trust from people that I actually know personally, that have recovered from the virus, and I will let you guys know if any one of them starts getting sick again, right? Because I'm just gonna ask. I'm gonna be like, hey, are you getting sick again? Are you getting sick again? Do you feel okay? How you doing? Like, if any of them get sick again, then I'll report it. I'll be like, okay, this shit might actually be serious and we're in trouble. However, if all of them just recover and stay recovered, then I don't fucking care what the media says. I don't fucking care what anybody says. This shit is just the flu. Or, it's just a shitty flu, right? It's just a really shitty flu that we got to deal with from now on, thanks China. But that's it. All right. So and there's a high chance that we can totally recover from this, and everything will be just fine. If it's 5 or 6 people that I know, if they all remain in good health for like the next 3 months, we're probably fucking fine. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking listen to the media saying shit. 4chan can go suck a fuck. Okay, and I don't care. But so I'm actually kind of wondering how long it'll take before we can genuinely confirm it. If you don't hear me talk about the coronavirus ever again, it'll be because it's over with. You get it, you get better, and you move on with your life, or you die from it, and you move on with your death. But it ain't gonna fucking stay in your body forever if you live. Hopefully, hopefully. So far it's looking pretty positive on that front. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end this now. But yeah, the stock market's gonna be going up. Crypto's gonna be going up. I don't, never try to Justin Sun. Never, never try to be Justin Sun in this space because you get wrecked. Even if you're fucking badass, you still get wrecked. And LBC and Discussions.app need to be on your radar. Cheers.